Hey guys, Matt Jones in Manly. Just came back down from being out in around the Great National Park last night. Went for a long walk with a good mate, Mark Doyle. So kept us awake for a while. We walked pretty much right through the night and had a great old time. Had a really great time, and more than just having a walk, Mark asked me to come along, invited me to come along, and I thought it'd be really excellent to go and do it as a sort of an experiential learning for this art project I'm working on, which will have the theme around I require assistance. So it's borrowing from the naval signal, which is a red diagonal cross over a white background, and I've been just exploring it in my thinking, and it's coming along. The theme's coming along. I mean, I'm sort of seeing it as my aversion to asking for help, but also, all the ways where I can improve my own performance by inviting and asking for the participation of others. So I've been trying to think about what that means and how do I communicate that. And the exhibition is in Cumberland, which is in the old Auburn district, and it's a very diverse area. So this ethic of I require assistance is actually quite universally relevant to many people who might feel alienated from the community because of language, culture, opportunity, education, a whole range of things. And I thought, how am I going to present this? Because it's got to be more than me just sort of a show and tell, like, here is my thinking of it. And as interesting as it's been playing around with textiles, there's got to be a greater dimension to it than that. And so this is what I've come up with. I've come up with this here. I'm not sure if you can see it. So the white background and I've got squares, which I'm going to sew onto it pretty much now. So I've got a few hours before it's due, and it will look a bit hasty, it'll look a bit haphazard, and it's sort of I think it's meant to do that. And this is where I'm about to ask you to be involved in this project, because there's no point to me producing a work about I require assistance unless it's following through that idea. My thinking is that I actually conceal the squares, which is like the draft patchwork on this flag, on this maritime flag, with squares that I'm asking people to send to me. So either red squares or white squares or triangles, sending them to me in the post, and I'll then sew them onto the work. So the work will be submitted as this draft patchwork, but the work itself implies that it needs the collaboration of many, and that without the participation of you, doesn't fail if no one gets involved, but it does show the tension involved in this statement, I require assistance, because no one might help, or people might be busy doing other things, or they might not understand your message, or a whole range of things. And so if we get caught up with requesting assistance always being met with success, that will basically cripple us into inaction. We need to find a way to be bold enough as to ask for assistance without expecting that support to necessarily come, hoping it will, but anticipating that we might be on our own. In any case, this is where I'm at now, and what I'm looking at now is inviting you guys to contribute a square, a red square. It could be any color red, any texture, any material. So like that's, I'll make some dimensions, like something like that. And I'm suggesting that you either cut it out and give it to me personally, if you know me and are in Sydney, or you cut it out and post it to me. But it's going to come from you. This recording now is not the request. I'm floating the idea, and I'm interested to hear what you've got to say. The squares don't have to be big, they can be very small. In fact, I think the smaller they are, in many respects, the better, on the assumption that I do get a pickup from the community, because it would then look very interesting with this great tapestry of the many involved. And so in that regard, it sort of borrows from feminist art history as, you know, the production of many in what is basically craft and domestic activity, sewing, as the form of statement and art. But look, this is not a place to get all high and mighty and interested about, you know, what it actually means. Basically, the theme is called I Require Assistance. It's given me a great space to examine this, what it means to me, how I'm going to change my own way of doing things. And it's led me to ask, would you get involved too? And would you send me a small patch of cloth, red or white, a square or a triangle? I'll get the dimensions to you a bit later, and also my postal address. Don't have to have it straight away. I'm saying that while the work is due today, it's actually a living piece of artwork. So it's not exactly performance art, but it will be completed as the curation takes place and as the event actually is launched. That's when the piece will come to its state of completion, as much as it will be at that point in time. Love to hear your thoughts. How's the speech? I've got some sewing to do. Thanks for listening.